This is Heavy Conversation with Bruce and Jody, a podcast where we talk about being a big guy in today's world. I'm Bruce. And I'm Jody. Here we go.
Here we go.
All right, here we go. All right, here we go.
Jody.
Hey, Bruce. How's it going?
Oh man, it's good. It's been a little while.
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
It's been a minute. Glad to be back.
Yes. It is good to be back. It's been crazy for the last few weeks, just kind of pulling everything together and getting our timing so that we could hop back in here. But it's good to be back and it's good to talk to you again.
Yes. Yeah, it's always I love chatting with you. I mean, that was the reason why we started this whole thing many years ago.
Yes.
Yeah, but yeah, we just needed a little break and life was happening too much to us both. So we just we're back and we're ready. We're ready to attack whatever big and tall issues are going on in your world. So we're here.
That's right. And you can expect us, you're going to get the bi-weekly episodes that we've been talking about. We're back with a vengeance. And well, maybe not a vengeance, but we're back.
We're back at least.
We're mostly energized and ready to go. So
yeah. I need more coffee as always, but
yes. So yeah. How have your last few weeks been?
It's been good. I actually got a raise. So I'm excited about that.
Congrats.
Oh, and Bearskin, we might have a new office space.
Hey.
By the time this comes out, we went and toured it. I'm really excited.
Nice.
In this old building, kind of in the Pearl District area of downtown Portland. So it's kind of in the trendy area.
Fancy.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like, because right now we're in the basement of this vegan grocery store. It's kind of,
that feels very Portland. That feels
yes.
Yes.
It's, and it's worked for us. We've made it work, but we're ready to have everything in one space because we're in like a couple different spaces in this basement area.
Right.
And basements are not conducive to great work.
They're not. There's
no natural light. There's no windows, no nothing. And
right.
When we get deliveries, it's a big pain in the butt. So
yes,
this place has like a loading dock and an elevator.
Awesome.
We're getting fancy.
Ooh, I like that. Nice.
But I just like that it's in an old kind of refurbished building that was a big warehouse for something, and that they've kind of reconverted into smaller sections and some other funky artists and businesses and stuff like that are in there. So that's kind of a fun community in itself.
Very cool. Very nice. Well,
good. Like, hurry up, get it. Yeah, tell them yes.
Yeah.
So we don't lose this one too, because we've looked at a few others and just like houses, it seems like commercial spaces are getting snatched up again too. So
everybody's getting back out. Mm-hmm. They're ready to expand. Like with travel, everybody's just ready to go.
Oh yeah.
Been pinned down for so long that getting back out is what everybody wants to do. So I am absolutely sure. But that's awesome, man. That's great.
Yeah. And he was the guy that is leasing all the spaces. He's like, it's been amazing how the businesses have changed that have been in there since the pandemic and everything, because some places went under and other places are doing fantastic, and just the mix has changed, he said. So there's a couple other smaller clothing brands that are in the building that do e-commerce stuff, and
nice.
There's like a roller derby clothing company. So he said that they're doing really well. So I'm excited to try and meet them. And yeah.
That's great. Yeah.
So
well, nice. Yeah. Sounds like you've been keeping busy.
Signing a big lease for that. And it'll be nice because we have a new shipment coming. Who knows when, hopefully soonish.
Yes.
So we've been doing some photos for new product, getting that ready so whenever the stuff actually finally gets here.
Right.
As everything else, there's logistics nightmares of everything coming across, going anywhere.
Right.
Driver shortages, everything. So we're coming with new stuff. It's done. It's ready. Just got to get it in our hands.
Yeah.
Just
got to wait
here.
Yep. Make it work whenever it arrives. Yeah.
So it's been busy. How about you?
It has been an eventful month, few weeks, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Been interviewing writers for Chubster. We've got new people starting at the beginning of September, which is around the time this will come out. So it's been fun to do that and kind of see the kind of cross section of people that are interested in writing, where their experiences, where they come from, what experience they have, that kind of thing. It kind of runs the spectrum, and it's really cool. It's the idea of sort of expanding on the community around Chubster and bringing in people with different voices is always something that I've really wanted to do.
Yeah.
So yeah,
and so it's not just all you as well.
right.
Take some of that pressure off of you would be nice.
Oh yeah,
I get that.
Totally. For me, it's there's a lot to do. So doing it as one person is not it doesn't make sense anymore. So yeah, so I'm really excited about that, and I'm excited to kind of introduce these new people and get the ball rolling with that. I've been doing a lot of outdoorsy stuff. Took a hike up Mount Hood, and partially to test out some new hiking shoes, and partially just because it's a hike that I've wanted to do again for a long time. Years ago, for a photo shoot with Columbia Sportswear, I went out on this hike and went to this waterfall, and I'd been telling everybody about it, and wanted to go back out. And so finally, Shauna, my wife, and I were able to just kind of go. So we were able to drop the kids off and sneak off. So we went out and did the hike, and I may have misremembered how difficult it was for someone who doesn't hike on a regular basis.
Well, I was saying not on a regular basis, yeah.
But I will say the shoes I was testing are the Merrell Water Mocks, and they are basically, they're rated for like light trails, medium trails, something like that. They're also kind of a street style kind of thing. So there's a mix of use with these. And when I saw that they could be used for hiking, I thought, why not? They're supposed to fit wide feet. They can be used for a hike. I know that I'll probably be wearing them around everywhere I go for, the foreseeable future until my feet get too cold. So why not? So we took them out, and they did the trick. I don't want to spoil it all, because there's actually a video at chubster.com that goes through our excursion out to the waterfall and on the trail, and you can kind of see them in action. You can also see me very, very sweaty and out of breath. That's part of the whole package here.
Oh, so, that's the deal.
Yeah. So
doesn't matter what I'm doing, I'll be sweaty.
Exactly. So it was a lot of fun to get out there and do that. We were climbing boulders at one point. There's a rock slide that happened a few years back, and so you have to climb these rocks to get around. They've kind of made paths since I was there last, but there are two different ways to go. And once you get out there, you really feel like it's worth it, like you've accomplished something. At least I did, again, as someone who doesn't hike, on a regular basis. And it was well worth it. The waterfall was beautiful, and then we remembered that we had to walk all the way back. So
see, that's my thing. I'm very aware of I gotta walk back now.
Yeah.
So I'm always like, okay, how far have we gone? How far is it back?
I will say that
I'm like, how tired am I right now? Because I'll be doubly tired by the time I get back. Okay.
It took us, so it was about an hour each way. And we were good by the time we got out there to the waterfall. And then I would say probably the last 10 minutes of the hike, we were both done. It was like, okay, all right, we're done. It was well worth it, and it was beautiful, and it was a lot of fun to get out there and do that. So I'm glad we did. And I was really impressed with the water mocks. They fit really well. They are a very unique and interesting look. One guy stopped me on the path and was like, "Are those Crocs?" And I was like, No. Look at these, my friend. These are Merrell water mocks. Yeah. And he's like, "Oh, okay." I was reading something, and there was an article talking about how the water mock, how they feel that maybe some of the latest Yeezys that are made from that similar kind of material may have taken inspiration from the water mock. Definitely worth taking a look at. These are more supportive than your Crocs. And I mean, in one sense, sure, you could say maybe they're pretty ugly, but that's kind of the kind of the beauty
But they're
of the whole thing.
they come in all kinds of crazy fun colors too.
Lots of colors. Yeah, lots of colors.
And I guess I could kind of see where he would say maybe Crocs. They're like
Sure.
Croc adjacent,
Right.
but like much more stylish, I think.
Yes, and
I would actually think I would wear these.
right, and more rugged. So I was very impressed with them. When I'm walking over rocks, I'm climbing. We're climbing things on the path, getting over logs and all that. I thought they were great. They were very comfortable.
Ooh,
so
they have like a rainbowy.
They do. They have lots of different kinds. So absolutely worth checking out. And if you want to see them in action, go to Chubster. The other thing that I did that was outdoorsy is went camping. We finally got to take the kids and go out and camp. And we found this campground that is about 40 minutes outside of Portland. And once you get out there, it's like no cell phone service, no anything. But this campground was it's owned and run by the electric company here, by the power company, who happens to own a bunch of like campgrounds and parks in the Portland area. And it was amazing. It was like, we've all camped at those places where it's very rustic, where you walk into the bathroom and you immediately regret it. It's where it's that kind of thing. This was well taken care of. It was, camping light, I guess. If you're a hardcore camper, this may not be for you. It was just well maintained, and they have these different options where you can get an area where you're just taking your tent and you're putting that out, or you can get they have these things called yomes, and they are basically it's like a yurt and a dome, and they are, I don't know, they're like these beautiful kind of tent looking sort of things, but they're big. And ours had bunk beds on both sides, and that's all it has. Is inside it has a bunk bed, and it has like a hard like, I don't know, floor. It has the flooring that can get dirty, and it's fine. And electrical hookup, which I need since I use my CPAP. So
nice.
Breathing without a CPAP, you wake up in the morning and you feel hungover. It's not great. So so we were able to kind of do that. They have there was like a cooking station basically, where they had a sink and gas and all that kind of stuff. And there's a fire ban. You can't burn anything out here in the woods, severe ban. So you have to take your propane stove, which we did. But they also have, all this stuff kind of around there. And they have, the hosts that are staying there, I guess, work for the power company or whatever, and they drive through in this little electric truck, and they stop and clean everything up and take care of the amenities that are there. And so it was really cool, and we got to fish the river that was out there. It's coming off Mount Hood, so it looked phenomenal. And I mean, it was a really good time, and nice to get away, and also good to not have cell service for a little while, because
I think I need to go experience this gnome
thing. The park itself, the campground, is called Promontory Park Campground. And it is it's this kind of self-contained sort of place. And then right down the road from it, there's a little mini mart, and you can rent boats and get all your snacks and stock up and everything. And it was well worth it, and we will definitely go back. So that
sounds like a good time. I definitely need a little weekend getaway.
Absolutely. I would say that's the place to go. You go for a night or two and you're good. So it's been an action-packed couple weeks, and I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it going back into fall. So
yes, I know the weather's been kind of up and down. It was like cold a couple days ago. Now it's back up into the 70s, which is fine. But I'm like, oh, okay, I guess not fall yet.
Right. Well, it's so funny here, because it's we're not used to the stifling hot weather all the time. Then we get it, and then it comes back down. It was like last week. It was like there was one day that was, or maybe it was this week, I don't even know. It was like really hot, and then it dropped to 72 for the high. So it's like, okay, I can deal with this. If we get the cool and the hot. So so Do you have a beer? Oh, listen to that. The answer is yes.
I was like waiting. I'm like,
yes. What do you have?
I have, oh, let me turn it. Pale from the Crypt.
Oh, that's amazing. So it's like the label is like Tales from the Crypt, but
Yeah.
it's Pale from the Crypt.
From Liquid Gravity Brewing Company out of San Luis or something.
San Luis Obispo.
There we go. Thank you.
Nice.
Wow, you just rolled that right off. I was like, well, I know this place. Resurrected from the depths of purgatory, Pale from the Crypt is a big, bold, unapologetic West Coast pale ale. It boasts a robust aroma of peaches, tangerines, and passion fruit, a backbone of 2-row barley, caramel, malt, and terrified wheat act to balance the beer for a refreshingly satisfying experience. Pale from the Crypt.
Nice. Very nice. And is it a tasty, flavorful
it's very
pale?
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. I see it says hoppy on the side there. Is it
a little bit?
Has a bit of a kick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's got the Brewmeisters, the Hop Witch, and the Malt Keeper on the side. They have the pictures of the people.
The Malt Keeper. I love it.
Malt Keeper.
Nice. Nice. Well, that's good. That's good. It sounds like it's pretty good option.
There were like a couple other similar, pales, whatever, from the Crypt that they had over there.
Yeah. Nice.
I thought this one was kind of fun. But yeah, it's really good.
Good. Well, this week I decided to go with a beer from Mikkeller Brewing in San Diego. This one is called Burst, and it is a West Coast style IPA. And I've already opened it. I couldn't wait, so I opened it when we started. It just felt like one of those kind of days. It's a Burst IPA. It says it bursts with a slight bubblegum aroma, followed by fresh citrus and orange pith. P-I-T-H. Orange pith. So there we go. Light to medium body, finishing with a juicy grapefruit bitterness. They also go on to say that it was a nod to classic West Coast IPAs from legendary brewers like Russian River, Sierra Nevada, and Anchor. So all breweries that make great beers. And Mikkeller is it's a fun one. I love their breweries. I love their beers. I love the labels, kind of everything that they're doing. It's a lot of fun. So let's see. Yeah. I mean, it does have that kind of classic throwback sort of West Coast IPA. I definitely get that. I definitely I can taste a little Anchor in there, and I'm a big fan of the Anchor beer. So I'm a big fan of Anchor beer. I am not a big fan of what they did to the Anchor beer labels. They were purchased by another company, and they changed them up, and they're horrible, folks. So beers, the label. As of now, the beer is still good. I did try some in the last week or two, and was pleasantly surprised. It brought me back to what I loved about it, but labels, not good. So yes. Anyway, this beer, Burst, it gets a definitely recommend. 5.9%.
5.9.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was like, wait, that's your rating? No, that was the alcohol.
Oh,
so I was like, 5.9.
Yeah. Anything right below a 3, don't drink. Right. But yeah, so we've got the beer out of the way. We've caught up, and now it's on to the main event, right?
Yes. Sorry.
It's fall style.
Woo.
So
are you guys ready for this?
I hope so. I'm
ready for fall. Fall is my favorite time of year, because you can start wearing hoodies and jackets and layering a little bit and not sweating through all of your clothes on a regular basis. So
sure, exactly.
Kind of my favorite time of year.
Yeah, I've been the quintessential dad this summer with the way too short shorts and the t-shirt and just It's hard to care about style when it's 115 out. So,
right? Yeah. I'm just
yeah.
like, I'm not dying, so I'm all right now.
Yeah, and really it's, the thing that everybody's dealing with, trying to get back out into the world and, all of that after having been away for so long. And it's still, I'd say it's still a little iffy, how are things going to go as we go into fall and all of that. But the way that I'm approaching fall style is I am actually putting thought into it as compared to last year when we did the fall 2020 style episode.
Yeah.
Where we were like, it's going to be all active wear and, comfortable stuff.
All in the house.
Right. Don't get me wrong. I'm still going to be comfortable, but I am going to start really thinking about, thinking about style and kind of putting a little more effort into it than maybe I have most of this year. It just hasn't been high on the priority list, with everything else going on.
Absolutely.
But now we're getting closer to a point where, we're getting back out into the world and we are, hopefully more vaccinated than we were before. And, the world's opening up in a lot of different ways. And so, that's not saying don't be safe and throw caution to the wind, but that's saying you can start thinking about how style matters to you in this day and age. And I think, for a lot of us, we're still going to be working remotely, or we're going to be splitting our time, or, dress codes are going to be a little more lax. And I think that will continue.
Yeah.
So make the most of that and kind of play around with your style and, sort of go from there. Do you have any recommendations off the top of your head?
I guess one of my top things I'm excited for is like a bomber jacket. I haven't had a bomber jacket that I've loved, so I'm gonna be on the hunt for one this year.
Nice.
It's kind of a shorter jacket. I'm not gonna probably have a leather one. I'm not so into the leather jackets here because it's rainy most of the time. So
right.
And it's not as cold, so I don't need a big leather jacket. But I'm really excited about a bomber jacket this year. I've seen a couple sprinkled in some ads, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to be on the hunt for a bomber jacket.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I'm just like, I really like the way those look. They're a little, kind of a little shorter jacket, just goes to the waist.
Totally.
Yeah, I'm excited about those. I don't know.
Yeah, bombers are great. I mean, they're pretty versatile, but when I wear a bomber, I like to just, I'm usually just rocking a t-shirt, keeping it simple underneath, throwing on the bomber jacket and you're set, you're ready to rock. So yeah, I like that. For me, speaking of jackets, it's going to be denim jacket season. I'm definitely looking at kind of getting into that and and kind of going from there. And there is a company that that's doing denim jackets that you probably don't know about because they don't do a ton of big and tall. So the company is called Warp and Weft, and their website is warpweftworld.com.
Say that a few times fast.
Yes, exactly. And if you look at their site, they do have a big and tall category, and it has exactly one pair of jeans, which are definitely worth looking at. They're $50. I have a pair that is not this pair. It's from an earlier collection, and they're really solid. They feel really good. They fit well. I'm really happy with with the way that they fit and all that good stuff. I would definitely say they're worth a look, but we're not talking about jeans. We are, however, talking about the denim jacket, and they have one that is called the C. I'm guessing it's C. It's either C or SEA. It may be SEA for Seattle. It's their all gender jacket, and it is available in sizes to 5X. So I thought I was pleasantly surprised by that. Considering that it's a brand that does not have a ton of extended size product, and that it's not something that they're really pushing very much to kind of see what they're doing. And it's a black denim jacket. It says with a nod. Okay, so yes, SEA with a nod to Seattle and its legendary grunge scene. SEA is the denim jacket of our dreams. I mean, it's a classic kind of, washed out denim jacket for $98. So figure $100 gets you a jacket that you're probably going to wear for an extended period of time. You don't have to wash it all that regularly, but it's got something called, I'm not even going to pronounce that, HEIQ VeroBlock, an antimicrobial treatment that turns textiles into germ-fighting surfaces. It happens at a microscopic level, so you won't notice it on your clothes, and it's built to withstand 30 gentle washes. So they're doing some other cool kind of techie sort of stuff with their clothes, which stands out to me. So I mean, you could get yourself a pair of their jeans and this denim jacket, and you might just be good. You might have a look that that works for you. So it's definitely worth taking a look at.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Now
you're
sucked into that site. Sorry.
Perusing through their site. Yeah. I know it's hard not to. They whenever they made the jacket, they, I guess, tested it. They offer over 11 different sizes, so they were really trying to make sure that they were doing something that would fit a lot of different body types. They said it's meant to be styled slightly oversized. That said, I have not tried this myself. I am planning on it, but I have not yet, so I'll have to report back once I have it, or maybe I'll wear it on a future podcast that only you and I can see. So we'll see.
Yeah. So awesome.
Yes.
What's a thing on your list?
I am kind of looking at how I can go back to some of the things that I feel like have been staples in my wardrobe. I'm kind of looking at a mix of changing up and kind of modernizing some of my style, but also tying in some of the things that I've always loved. So some things are just like comfort food,
Absolutely.
and you need more of that stuff in your wardrobe. And so for me, I had purged the vast majority of my my flannel stuff. I do want to bring some of that back into my wardrobe, but I want to be conscientious about it. So definitely going to be looking at what I can do there with bringing some of that in. And I don't think I think it's, if you're kind of looking at, okay, I've been in activewear and sweatpants and shorts for the last 20 months, how do I get back into it? Baby steps. It's fine to go little by little and kind of find things that you've always dug. And so I'm definitely looking at getting back into denim, because I can tell you there was not a whole lot of pants wearing over these last year and a half, whatever it's been. So kind of getting back into some of that stuff, and looking at finding some flannel stuff that actually fits me well. I want shirts that fit well, that don't like blow out. Some of those things. I think those are going to be big for me as we kind of move forward.
I'm excited about like corduroy shirts.
Oh yes.
I found one last year that DXL did, and I wore it just the other day when it was like cold out, and I was like, oh my God, I love this shirt, because it's almost like a light jacket.
Right.
It's kind of that in between where it looks like a jacket, but it's not like a huge heavy duty like corduroy pant fabric. It's a lighter weight, really thin cord. And I'm hoping I can find a few more that are big and tall. So if you see anything corduroy shirts, please send them to me, because I'm gonna buy them up. I'm really into it.
Nice. I like that. Yeah. And that's a classic piece that you can always kind of throw in.
I feel like
they're
very much in the flannel zone for me.
Yeah.
I love flannels, but I'm also sort of tired of like the plaid and whatever. Like I feel like right now I'm kind of over it. I just want like solid colored corduroy shirts.
Totally.
I'm kind of after right now.
Totally.
For my fall wardrobe.
I like that. I like that. Yeah. I think there's a lot to be said for, kind of getting some things like that, finding a thing, loving it, and just going with it. So
So I'm hoping that's a thing this year because I want it to be.
yes,
I'm
yes,
going to make it
absolutely.
happen somehow.
You're going to make it happen. I like it.
I'm going to
You're
make
starting a trend.
cord shirts happen.
There we go. Perfect. Speaking of other tops, I'm going to look at sweaters. I think it's I tend to overheat, so I'm always wearing some kind of undershirt to make it work. But I would like to wear some different kinds of sweaters, and there is actually a brand that is they are kickstarting right now for big and tall sweaters, and they're called BRIC. And it's basically a guy who he's very tall, 6'6", and has always had problems finding shirts, tops, sweaters that fit well, and that's kind of where he wanted to start, was with a good sweater. And we're going into sweater season, at least for some of us. I mean, if you're in Miami, I don't know if do people in Miami wear sweaters in like November?
I feel like maybe.
Well, either way, I think having a good, a good stylish sweater could be a good way to go. And I know here it's going to make sense in November. It's going to be cool. So it'll probably make sense in September here. So definitely something that I'm thinking about, kind of trying things that maybe I've stayed away from. I had even considered if I could find like, a patterned polo, not a traditional, my feelings. I've talked about my feelings about the polo, but as I've been thinking about fall and thinking about my style, I've been thinking, okay, well, is there a way that I could take this thing that I greatly dislike and turn it into something that that I might enjoy? And I will say that as of now, my searches have come up empty.
Okay.
But I am keeping my eye out to see if I can find something. If I can find a polo with an interesting print, something that kind of modernizes the look a little, then I would give that a try. I definitely want to be more thoughtful about the clothes that I'm wearing. And so as I'm going into fall and thinking and getting different things, that's going to be a big piece of the puzzle for me. So,
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, I'm also going to be probably getting more Henleys. I'm really into those. A couple buttons on the t-shirt. That's going to be a thing for me as well. I have been wearing a lot more t-shirts on my off time, just when I'm home or whatever.
Right.
But I do like the Henley. It's just like a step up for me. That makes it just a little bit different than just a t-shirt and jeans.
Right.
And then you can also layer those flannels or the cord shirts over it, and you still, got a little pop of something right there. I really like that. So I'm excited to see what kind of colors and stuff we're going to get this year. And I'm excited for like the fall colors, like the, mustards and oranges and whatever. And yeah.
Right.
Those types of colors and greens,
yes.
Dark greens. I'm really excited about those. And
yeah. Break into the colors, do some interesting things there, and you'll be in a good place. That's always a way to kind of change up your look and freshen it up, is be a little more colorful. So
yeah. But it can be like, instead of like florals and bright, that side, it's more like, I don't know, there's just a different color palette during fall, winter that you can really explore and have fun with. But yeah, definitely stay having color. You don't have to be black and gray and navy or whatever all year.
Exactly. So another thing, the last thing that I really have on my list is, if you're at a point where it feels too overwhelming to kind of think about creating your own style, or even just finding things that you actually want to wear. I mean, even if you're not, thinking I want to establish a specific look, then there are lots of services out there that can help you with that.
Yeah.
And one I'd recommend is Good Counsel. They are a fashion forward, big and tall personal styling service, and they offer sizes to 10XL. So they can put together looks that work for a variety of body types and lots of different styles. And, they've got style essentials and they'll help you put together the perfect look. So if you don't want to put thought into it, they can do it for you. And it's well worth checking out. I think they do some really good stuff. And they, we have talked about this for years, that a lot of companies don't get it when it comes to big and tall. And these folks do. So there's actually a roundup on Chubster that talks about the best big and tall clothing subscription boxes. You can check that out. And I'd say Good Counsel is way up there. Stitch Fix is also very high. They do a really good job. Their sizing goes to a 3X and maybe a 4X if you're lucky. I've had some luck with it and I'm at the top of that range. So, it's worth checking out. I like their stylists. I think they do a great job. The Winston box is another one that you can look at. They're offering sizes to 6X. They've been around for quite a while, and they've been doing it and growing. And you can get a box of goodies that's in your size, starts about $40 a month, and you get some new clothes. It's 2 to 3 hand-picked items. So a lot of these, it's like you're going in and you're saying, these are the things that I need, or here are the styles that I like. And they're kind of taking it from there. So, there are others. Trunk Club is another one. Prime Wardrobe, which I also tried out, was pretty good. Lots of different things. But I think if you, if you're wanting some help, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, there's definitely help out there. Listen to some of our past episodes on fall style as well. You'll get some other tips.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that you can go back and listen to our episodes, and it's not, it's not changing in like crazy major ways.
Yeah, we're not talking about like the trend of the year. We're talking about, what are we going to be wearing? What are some classic pieces?
Right.
That's kind of what we always stick to. Try to keep the wardrobe items that you get classic so that they can last.
Yeah.
Keep them around.
And really, the big and tall industry is kind of like that, where it's, you're seeing some things that are a little more fashion forward, but you're not seeing cutting edge fashion in a lot of big and tall, which is, I'd like to see that. But when we're talking about what most people are going to wear, they want some modern stuff. They want it to fit. So hopefully these resources help you out.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, Bruce.
Yeah, thank you, Jody. This is good, and I'm excited to get back to it, and we'll have more out. We're doing the bi-weekly now, so
every other week.
Yep.
So put us on your calendar. We'll be there.
Yes. All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Heavy Conversation. Be sure to like and subscribe on iTunes or wherever you get your
podcasts.